do my very best.
Wait. Why should I trust this guy, dude? His profile picture is a furry.
Yeah, you know what's weird? As soon as everyone saw me, they were like, "Hey, you have a fursona," and I didn't even know what that word meant. I was like, "What the fuck is a fursona?"
Yeah, he's. I don't think he's a furry. Are you a furry?
I'm not, unless I'm like, what are they called? Like secret furries, like closet furries. I don't know. Maybe in my dreams.
Look, xQc, that's a good call though. I wouldn't trust the furry immediately either. You know, you gotta.
Okay. Then. I only have a little bit of time to spare, but I want to ask. Let's say you don't know about politics and you're gonna go vote because you have to.
Yeah.
Right. And then you look, and then orange is getting crushed. Why would I vote orange if red is rolling?
Mm-hmm. Well, okay, so it depends on who you want to win, right? Like, where do I start here? Do you guys know about the different parties, which ones are which, where they stand, what they want?
Not really. It's just like it was more like a big picture thing, not like it doesn't really matter like what they're selling or whatever. But I'm just saying like with how far back orange is, it doesn't matter if I want them to win, they're not going to win.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. All right, so Canada's different than the United States in that we can form coalition governments. So yeah, so we can have we have like a parliamentary system, and it's like the UK. It's a relics of the old colonial days, and basically the ideal situation that we want right now, but it might not happen, is that we want Justin Trudeau. You probably know him as the guy who loves blackface.
Yeah,
we
the
want
blackface
him to get a minority, and if he gets a minority, we can team him up with Jagmeet Singh, who's a lot more badass. And so that way they'd have to work together.
That's what I was saying. So I was five-head then. Then yeah. if there's an ideology overlap, right?
Yes.
If they're mandatory or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And the overlap combined gives them enough to make things go through, right?
Exactly. That way they can pass legislation together. And that makes it way better because like one person doesn't just have complete control, right?
Right. Wait.
is loving this.
wait. But then this makes everything different then, because now people can team tag, right? They can kind of like make like alliances and shit, right?
Yeah, of course. They can form dark alliances. So you might notice the blue ones, the BQ. That's called the Bloc Québécois. They're actually a separatist party. They want to secede from the country. They're basically like old generals in like the Confederacy.
Yeah, but
it's like, the Confederate Party of Canada.
I feel like in 20 years, all the boomers are going to be dead, and this is gonna the party's gonna die. Will it not?
Well, that's what I keep thinking. They keep making more of them. I don't know. It almost died a couple elections ago. Yeah. But at this point, I think we just got confirmation that it's going to be a minority. So this could be the best case scenario. We could have the best possible election outcome in Canada that anyone could have asked for, to be honest.
Okay, so then in the chamber, right? They're missing a couple seats to make like their bills and shit go through, right? But then the NDP comes in with the dude. I'm sorry, I see
Jagmeet Singh.
Jagmeet Singh, yeah, this guy. So if they ally with them, and they can make sure that they're gonna make things go through, right? So then they're so
ideally. And I mean, the other thing is though, there could be another election in a year if both sides suddenly just don't want to work together. If they're like, fuck it, we could just trigger a new election in like 1 year or something like that. That happens too.
And do you think Jagmeet is doing a good job?
Well, he's never ruled before, so we're going to find out, right? Ideally, he needs to get a lot more seats first off. But I mean, BC, my province, is just about to report, and we're a lot more lefty, so you're going to see him probably pull in a lot more seats now. Ideally. Yeah.
Oh, that's good then.
So wait, what about ranked choice? Give us an explanation on ranked choice voting as well.
Do you mean as opposed to first past the post?
Yeah.
Okay, so first past the post is basically a winner-take-all system, which is what we have and which is what you have in the United States too.
Yeah.
Whereas if you had proportional voting or representational voting, what that means is on your voting ticket, say you vote for candidate X, and candidate X gets the most votes, that means he just wins overall, and all the other people who voted for someone else, their votes don't count anymore. Like he won it all. So in the other system, the one we're trying to reform to, if you voted for X, but then everyone else who voted for Y, it would be a combination of those two in terms of like how much power you have.
And Justin Trudeau claimed that he was going to pass ranked choice voting and then didn't follow through with it, right?
Completely lied. It was the biggest lie of his campaign.
Yeah. Okay, then why do people still believe him though? Aren't they mad enough to vote for somebody else, or are the people so bad that they have to vote for the liar?
The other side is really
So-
bad, from what I understand. Like Andrew Scheer is really fucking bad.
Okay,
Yeah,
then
so-
then do you think that when he said that his blackface has no racial intentions, do you think that's a lie also, or do you think it's not a lie?
There's a lot to unpack here, boys. So, so first off, he's winning for a number of reasons. One, the blackface thing did not affect the electorate as much as they thought they would, especially in places like Quebec, which actually I think that might have just helped him out. Quebec is unfortunately racist.
Yeah, Quebec loved that. They fucking
Yes.
loved it.
It's true.
They're like, ah ouais, si, un porté tabarnak.
Yeah, Quebec was really happy about that. And the other reason is that Andrew Scheer, the leader of the Conservatives, he just plain sucks. Like he's milquetoast the human. Like there's nothing about him that really appeals to anybody.
He's not even
And
like a
this is-
cool. He's not even like a cool conservative. He's like, he literally tries to outwoke Justin Trudeau half the time. And if you're a conservative, you're like, why the fuck do you care about being like representative, right? Like, why do you care about having like a diverse government?
Yeah, absolutely.
Even
No,
though he's
I-
not, even though he's like super homophobic and shit too in the past, and like the Conservative Party, from as far as I understand, also has like very racist and very homophobic leaders that Andrew Scheer has not condemned.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, Andrew Scheer was palling around with Faith Goldie. He's been on Faith Goldie's show.
Yeah, that's
She's been
true.
at rallies talking about him. I mean, like that shit runs deep.
Yeah, he's like fake. He can't even. He doesn't even have like at least the Trump style charisma of like being openly racist. You know what I mean? He like
Yeah.
backs away from it when he's on the debate stage and like talks about how Justin Trudeau fired Indigenous women. It's like, if you're conservative, why the fuck do you want to vote for that? Aren't you voting literally because you're like, you have that racial resentment already?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I don't know if they're still on the board, but you might have noticed there was a little purple category called the PPC.
Oh yeah.
So the leader of the PPC, his name's Maxime Bernier. He was supposed to be the leader of the Conservative Party. He lost by 1% of the vote, and he is hardcore racist. That's basically our new far right nationalist party. in
Yeah, no,
Canada.
I know. I watched the debates. He was talking about how like he tried to bring. He's like Andrew Yang, but with immigration. Like he tried. You know how Andrew
yeah.
Yang says like his answer to
It's
everything
like
is
a French
$1,000.
destiny.
He's a
Yeah.
French destiny.
I'm kidding, dude.
He says the N word in private. It's okay. This guy does. Bernier does.
Yeah. So anyways, he broke off and he formed his own party, and that's what the PPC is. And they've been siphoning some votes away, but they've also been terrible for the Conservatives because they make the Conservatives look even worse by comparison now. So
Oh,
yeah. But then
okay.
I will
So-
say the other good part about him breaking away from the party, if he had won, if he had been the Conservative leader, the Conservatives probably would have won this election because he would have played really well in Quebec because Quebec, A, like we said before, is pretty racist, and B, always votes for French people. Like that's just
Yeah,
historically
Quebec is
what
very
happens.
racist. Like the use of like slurs is. I haven't lived there. I lived there last year, but I feel like it's still kind of like prominent. Like they still like use the bad words a lot.
The gamer words, is that what you're asking about?
Yeah, the gamer words.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, what
But-
they also they pass like legislation that directly targets Muslims, right?
That's what I was
They-
saying.
It's
and
very
then-
diversified as an area. I think.
And then everyone fucking got mad at me in my chat. They're like, "You don't know anything about fucking Quebecois politics. Shut the fuck up." It's like, no, I do. I looked at it, and they literally were saying like originally that you can have a tasteful cross, but you can't have a fucking headscarf or a turban, or or just like religious head garbs for different religions. Just if it's a cross, though, it's like kind of okay.
Okay, this
Well,
guy
it's the same thing that
called
occurs
Jano.
in. I was
This
gonna say
guy-
it's the same thing that occurs in France. They say that they're doing it because they want to stay secular, right? But at the end of the day, they're doing it because it targets one ethnic minority. Well, actually, two in Canada: Sikhs and Muslims.
Why? Someone says xC is biased. I read everything I said about him. Did I say something that could be biased? I don't understand it. I feel like he's not completely wrong. I feel like Quebec is kind of a little bit still racist, dude. You know, it's
No,
even though it's very culturally diversified and whatnot. Do you think that this puts fuel on that, or do you think one helps the other? Like, what do you think the dynamic is?
Sorry, do you mean this election result?
No, I just mean overall. Do you think it fuels the racism issue that it's very culturally diversified, or the other way around?
That Quebec is very multicultural.
Yeah.
Well, Quebec and Montreal especially, yeah, it is pretty diversified. But Quebec is overwhelmingly like French, right? It's like it's a French ethno state at the end of the
Excuse
day.
me.
But
I'm sorry.
it really is.
I'm out of
It's
control.
a
I
part of Canada
apologize
where
for
there are
that.
regions in the province that you go to where
Oh
you have
shit!
you have to
You're
know how to speak
right,
French. Yeah.
dude. I just realized that it's mostly like Montreal and Quebec City that are diversified. I feel like I went to something called Ile de la Madeleine, right?
Hmm.
And it's further up, I think.
Hmm.
It's a place you go to vacation a little bit, right? And I went over there, and I was hosted by a family for like a week when we had fun over there, and I was talking to their children for like a week. At some point, it told me that they had never seen a black person ever, right? And it kind of struck me that was a thing, you know? That
That's weird.
yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah,
went to a small town called Quebec City, and it actually it was 100% French. Like you had to be able to speak French to converse there.
oh yeah. I mean, and a lot of times it's even worse. A lot of times it's in the city. You'll go around, and if you speak English, they're gonna answer in French. They know what you're saying, right? They know your question. You'll say like, can I have a drink? You'll say, oui, maman, right? They'll answer in French, right? Just because it tilts them that you're speaking English, right? And they'll keep doing it, and they'll ask you questions in French, and you won't be able to, you won't know what to say. It's just how it is.
Are you French?
Yeah, I'm French.
Oh.
Yeah, he's aren't you from Quebec?
Yeah, I lived there. I lived there my entire life.
Yeah. Wait, when did you learn English, XQ? When did you start speaking English? Like from birth or?
I learned it from like Zelda, Halo, like games.
Like you've been speaking English because of the video games? That's how you learned?
Yeah, because most games that are based off of narratives and dialogues, you can't progress in the games if you don't know how to speak English.
So you
right?
they didn't teach you in school though?
Yeah, but in school, and I don't know if it was just at my age, but things were like very, very like, dude, when you graduate from like after elementary school, like the bird is red. I will walk. Like that's like most of what I knew from like the school,
fuck?
Well, like you didn't know like complete sentences, like you didn't master the language. I didn't anyway, but I learned most of it from like it was kind of weird. Like I said it was before, but I would play games and learn English and then try to like be better online. And online I'd get bullied, right? Because people were like a broken English, dude, ha ha ha, ho ho ho, omelet, right? And then make fun of my broken English. It made me want to like be better and practice it, right? So I practice it, but then learning English online is not only the best because then I'd bring it to school, right? And then they would ask me like to write things, and I'd say like oh, like get the flag, bitch. Fuck you, I didn't know what the words meant. That's just how people converse. So I would write them, and then the teachers would be like, dude, like that's a very bad word. You don't say that. Right?
You just learn from the gamer lobbies.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, because everyone, when people say you're fucking Pepega, I'm always like, no, it's because English is his second language, and he's actually fucking five-head. But now it makes sense. I, on the other hand, learn English at an early age and speak it fluently. But when I miss shit, people are like, oh, this guy's an idiot. Like, he looks American, he sounds American. Why the fuck does he not know this shit? It's like, well, I learned Turkish first.
Yeah, and then how'd you learn your English then?
Through not video games, but through movies and books.
Yeah.
But mostly through television. Like I would watch.
You're gonna say porn.
You know what?
No.
This like kind of like a weird thing, but this I'm sure will like spook some people. I know this doesn't do the like Disney effect, right? But basically where I live and how like things were a little bit, and with the use of words, like the actual F word, it's like none of us knew what the fuck it meant. Not even one, right? Like nobody had a single fucking clue, right? But everybody just said it, right? It was like common thing.
Well, it's like the N-word in Turkey. Like Turkish people say the N-word all the time because they're fascinated by black culture and like they're fascinated by African American culture. And there's no black people in Turkey. There's like very, very, very small amount of black people in Turkey, so they don't understand the impact of it.
Oh yeah. No, I didn't mean fuck. I mean the other bad F word, right?
Yeah. No, I
Um,
know. I understood what you were saying.
Yeah, and it was like such like a cultural difference, right? Because I mean, it's not even that we're like that uneducated. It was just people just didn't know, I guess, right? So even when I started streaming, right, on my like first days, somebody just said that like you couldn't say that, even though I didn't say it, and I just like snapped and immediately just made the switch, you know, because then I realized that what it meant. And oh shit, dude, like you can't do that. Right, but otherwise, you know, I guess I probably ended up saying it.
Yeah,
If I could
I had a similar experience as well. But yeah, no, zenci değil abi. Bayağı bildiğin N harfiyle söylenen kelimeden bahsediyorum. Sorry, there's some Turkish
That's right.
person in the chat saying there's a word like there's a word to describe black people in like black people just means zenci, but that's not the N word. That just means black people.
Okay. Okay. Well, I had a good time with you guys. Thanks for talking to me. I'm gonna go do my own thing
All right.
and have a good sleep. Okay. Goodbye,
All right.
guys. Thanks
Peace,
for
dude.
talking. Goodbye.